Okay, so we are now ready to load our monthly net change journal entries out of QuickBooks and load them into NetSuite. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to export that data out and how to put it into the template to prepare those CSV files. Okay, so from the report section, we are going to scroll down to the bottom and find this transaction detail by account. Now, QuickBooks in about December 2023 announced that they're adding some new reporting features. And so I'm going to show you how to do this under both the new way and the classic view. So we'll start with the new method. So I'm going to select this year because that's the date range I'm loading my entries through. Under the group, I'm going to click this clear all groups. And then our columns, I'm going to just clear all the data. And again, the reason I'm doing this is QuickBooks is limiting you to 20 columns, so you can't really add anything. So I just think it's easier to do it this way. And then what I'm going to do under this column section, I'm going to go down to transaction. And under attributes, I'm going to go ahead and click date, type, and number. And then I'm going to click into this line items. And here I'm going to open up this attributes under the show more. I'm going to click debit and credit. And then I'm going to scroll to this linked attributes. I'm going to click into account and click account. And then under the show more, I'm going to click class. And I'm going to click class. And then this is really all you need. Really all you need is the date, the debit, the credit, and then account. And then any additional segments that you want that you're using as part of your mapping exercise. And so in this case, now I'm good to go. So I'm going to click Save As. I'm going to do Optimal Data, Net Change Report New. And I'm going to click Save As. All right, now to do this under the classic view, you can go here. You'll select the date range. Again, we'll do this year. I'm going to remove that group by. I click Run Report, and then I click the Settings wheel, and then I'm going to remove the name. I'm going to keep class, remove memo description, remove split, add account, remove amount and balance, and add debit and credit. Click outside that box, and now we're good. Okay, so I'm going to go back and I'm going to use the new version, the report that I just ran, and I'm going to export this to Excel. And so I'm going to open up this file, and I'm going to remove all the headers and the footers, and then I'm going to add a couple rows at the top to validate that the order that my columns in this report match up to my template. So if you haven't already done so, make sure you download the net change entry template that's available in the class page. And we're going to use this template has all the formulas already included, so you can just copy and paste your own data in. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab these orange rows, those column headers, and I'm just going to copy and paste those here. And I'm just going to make sure that the names all match up. And I can see that my class, my account, debit, credit don't match up. So I'm just going to go ahead and copy and paste these over, get this so that it does match up. And then I'll just recopy that formula. I can see, okay, great, everything matches up. So we are ready to copy. So what I'm going to do is copy, paste this data right over into here. And then I'm going to drag this formula down so that now I've got this month date formula. And this is basically just calculating what's the last day of the month for the given date. Okay, so that's kind of the first part. And so now we're going to go over to this NetSuite template. And this is essentially what we're doing is we're doing a SUMIFS for the debit and the credit columns based on the unique combination of the account, class, and month date. And so one thing, there's a couple things to keep in mind with this template. First is if you're going to add another segment, so let's say we had a department segment in QuickBooks that we're using, you will definitely need to, in this gross debit and gross credit column, you're going to want to add the criteria range 4 and the criteria 4 into this formula. And then the second thing is if you're using the classic view, these blanks you can see here in QuickBooks, under the new version, the blanks all come over with these double dashes. And so some formulas like that, but if the cell is blank, it actually won't work. And so you'll want to either add that double dash from the classic view into all your blank values, or you're going to want to put in, type out blank. You'll need something populated in that field for the formulas to work correctly. So two things to kind of keep in mind as you're using this template on your own. But essentially now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and grab the account. I'm going to copy and paste that in. I'm going to grab the class, copy and paste that in. And then I'm going to grab this month date, which I'm going to need to do a paste value. Go ahead and do that. And now I'm going to go ahead and click and drag. Oh, actually, sorry, wait. First, before you do that, you need to, we're going to use the remove duplicates functionality under the data section. And I've got the account class and month date selected. I'm going to remove duplicates. And now you can see, all right, I've got only the unique values. And now I can copy and paste these values down here. Make sure this date is good. And now my formula should be populated. So a couple checks, you're going to want to make sure that your gross debits and your gross credits add up, which mine don't. So that means there's an error somewhere. I'm going to go ahead and double check I remove duplicates. I think because there was the date issue. So let's get rid of that. So now it looks good. I've got my 115,16502. You can see that down here. You can also check that your net should equal 0. And then essentially what happens, what I'm doing is the gross is, you can have like a debit, you can see here where you've got 300 in on both sides. And so the net impact is really 0. And so that's what NetSuite won't let you just bring it in with both the debit and the credit side. So we have to calculate the net amount. And the rest of these formulas are just pulling in based on the map files that I have down here. And again, as we discussed in the last video, you'll want to make sure and populate these IDs with values that make sense in your NetSuite instance. But they should look familiar based on some of the past videos I've done. And yeah, so now we're ready to create this as a CSV file. So I would recommend saving this tab, and we're going to copy this over to a new book. Do save as. I'm going to save this as a CSV file. So once I have this saved as a CSV file, I'm going to go ahead and copy everything to value. Paste special values. So then all my essentially that breaks all my formulas. And then I'm going to get my column headers in the top. Some of these you can remove. So like gross debit, gross credit, net. We don't need those formulas anymore. And one thing you can see here that this class ID, right, has got a bunch of falses. And I can see here that these are all the blanks. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and do a find and select. And I'm going to get rid of those falses. And I'm just going to click this match entire cell contents. And I'm going to replace that with blanks. And so that should remove all of my falses and only keep the values that I want. And now this is ready to be loaded into NetSuite. And so in the next video, I'm going to show you, we'll walk through how to actually load a journal entry into NetSuite. So we'll see you in the next video.